Drew Brees. The reason why the Saints never drafted LSU players finally comes out. Finally understand why. As Drew Brees, it is announced yesterday, will be an assistant coach, an interim assistant coach for Purdue during this bowl prep season. And so he will be coaching against the LSU Tigers. I wonder how his kids feel about it. Because his kids love LSU. Yeah. Or at least they did in the Burrow era. I mean, they grew up kind of, and then Burrow, I think, really got his hooks into him. That entire team did a couple of years ago. But I feel like every time we see the kids, they're always rocking some sort of LSU gear. And here dad is going to be coaching against their favorite college team. I actually love this. I think it makes a ton of sense for Brees if he wants to test the waters, wants to see if he maybe wants to get into coaching full-time. I'm loving the more relaxed nature of bowl games now with this kind of stuff, Jake. Like last year, Bob Stoops, remember?
Yeah.
Just being like, hey, man, I'm here. If y'all need someone to coach, like I've done it for a while. Like, I can come back and just kind of, I need this for a few weeks. It'd be fun. And like, okay, yeah, you're allowed to. I love the fact that the NCAA is finally not like, they're kind of, I'm not going to say forward thinking, but they're chill. Drew can recruit. He even got a waiver where he can actually go there and recruit for Walters and Purdue. I think it's a big win for Walters here early on. Not that he's going to have much to do with the bowl game. Here's my question, Jake. If you're Aiden O'Connell, can you change your mind?
Oh, yeah.
Like, and shouldn't he change his mind?
I know. To get 3 weeks of coaching by Drew Brees.
Like, that's the best draft preparation that you could get.
Yeah.
I would think would be 15 practices in a film room with Drew Brees, learning his process, learning how he plays quarterback. Like, if I'm Aiden O'Connell, that news would have come out yesterday immediately after I heard about Drew Brees that I was returning for the bowl game, actually.
And a lot of people have said the same thing that you're saying. Like, wait a minute, he must not have known. But wouldn't, like, somebody at Purdue be like, hey, trust me, we got something coming down the pipe here. You might want to hold off on that decision. And maybe he's like, I don't really care. I'm going to go.
I know.
Maybe
you're right.
Maybe he doesn't understand the value that would bring. And he wasn't the only player. Aiden O'Connell, tight end, Payne Durham, great name by the way. Charlie Jones, their top receiver. Corey Trice, one of their top corners, all opting out of the Citrus Bowl there. So they're going to be down a few bodies, and really their key bodies. But yeah, Aiden O'Connell, to me, like if I heard Drew Brees was going to be there, I could sit down. I could watch tape with him. I would take full advantage of that. And it is cool that the NCAA is actually allowing them to do this. And the recruiting part is, why not? Remember how dumb it was? I don't know if it was like this when you came back. But, like, I would come back during my bye week in the NFL, and I'd be on the sidelines of a place that I played for 4 years. And they'd be like, hey, you got to go to this other end of the field. I'm like, why? Because recruits are going to stand here, and you're a former player, and you can't be here next to the recruits in case they come up and ask you a question. So we got to get you down on the other end of the field. I'm like, what in the – you know what I'm saying? Like, think how far, like, the NCAA has allowed that to go compared to what it was. Like, I couldn't be in the same, like, area as recruits. And now, like, if recruits come, like, they bring me to the recruits. Hey, talk to these recruits, have a conversation with them. And now you got Drew Brees that can recruit for Purdue because he should be able to recruit for Purdue. It's a place that he played. It's a place that, he's passionate about. Now, I don't know how long this lasts. Like, he lives in San Diego. I don't know if the family's going to go to West Lafayette. Probably not. Probably like, you can go, Drew. We're going to stay here.
You think? But they're also kind of used to the nomadic style. Like, they could do a little back and forth. But, yeah, I don't know. If you're really loving Cali, West Lafayette's going to be vast. Do you think that this turns into something permanent there? Or it's like okay, let me put it this way. If Drew Brees gets on the other side of this and he tells Walters, I want to coach, do you immediately hire him as your quarterback coach?
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever he wants.
Not a coordinator because they just hired Graham Harrell.
Yeah. They did hire Graham Harrell. Oh, okay. I was very interested to see where Walter's going to go offensively. So I would say that that's remaining committed to a spread, wide open attack.
But if you want to be quarterback coach, check with Graham. Hey, Graham, you're calling plays. You can work with the quarterbacks, but I don't know if Drew wants to get into coaching. It feels like he's in that place, T, that a lot of us former players are at. What do I want to do? He tried NBC thing. No longer doing that. He's going to try the coaching thing. We'll see if that's what he wants to do. We know he owns a lot of businesses. Some of them here in Louisiana, obviously. I mean, if you watch our show, you see Drew pop up more than us almost.
Yeah.
Like, that's something he's passionate about, obviously,
but
as
even
well.
that is like a lot of like, or I shouldn't say this. I don't know if it is this way. In my mind, I think of even that as being almost a lot of like passive income or like passive work where, yes, he had the capital to get involved, and sure, he may do like some advertising and maybe do some meetings and stuff, but he's probably looking for something to fulfill his time in the same way that football did, right? Because you're talking about 20 years of obsessive around-the-clock work. And it's not that you want to do that again, but that's a lot of time to suddenly make up, right? What are you going to get into? You're going to golf? I mean, there's only, I don't know. There's only so many things that you can do. He thought the media would be it. It wasn't really for him. He wasn't really a takesman, right? If you're going to be in studio, you got to do takes.
Yeah.
And then in the booth, I thought he was fine, but apparently a lot of people didn't agree.
I can honestly say I did not watch one single Notre Dame game.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. But you're right about, like, if you're in studio, it's quick hits, it's takes, it's be bold, it's all those things. And sometimes, like, you just maybe don't have that. In studio, like, you don't get to get in front of a screen and break down tape a lot of times. It's quick, and you got to hurry up, get in, get out. And so, like, if he's looking for something where he can show his talents about what he knows about football, that's not the best scene either.
If I was Drew, man, I'd probably get into like coaching like the high school or something. However old my kids are.
Yeah, there's a ton of great high school football in Southern California, in San Diego area.
A little less time intensive, but you still get to stick around football. You get to scratch that itch. I think that could probably be pretty fun. But who knows? I'm fascinated to see. We'll see where Drew goes. I hope he doesn't do that good of a job though, because I'm very much on the record that this is. It sounds crazy, but this is a must-win for LSU. This bowl game.
I mean, Aiden O'Connell not being in this game is massive.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of our listeners don't break down Purdue, but like I was saying yesterday, Purdue's a team that I've watched a ton of tape on because we talked a lot of Big Ten West
champs.
Yeah, we talked a lot about it on off campus, and Aiden O'Connell's a dude. Like he's not gonna be a starter in the NFL, but he's gonna be one of those guys where he's on a roster for 8 years.
Should also mention that tragically, he did lose his brother recently.
Yeah.
And he played through it, and so it actually does maybe make a bit of sense that he would want to take some extended time to kind of step back and insulate himself a bit. Which, I'm just remembering that right now. So we'll see. But congratulations to Drew Brees, now assistant to the regional manager at Purdue. Interim assistant.
Is Brian Brom coaching
Purdue?
Yeah.
Which
is a little weird. It's Jeff's brother. Obviously, it was a player that he's also like played for Louisville's going to join his brother. And he was the second-round draft choice of the Packers, and Flynn was a seventh-round draft choice, and Flynn beat him out. That's what I remember about Brian Brom. But he's coaching the team, which feels even more awkward.
Scott Satterfield's made everything really weird.
Yeah.
Going to Cincinnati. It just, the chain effect has created all these incestuous relationships where people are doing jobs they're no longer going to be doing in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, like think about the Wasabi Fenway Bowl. Like you're sharing a sideline, and it's just that awkwardness. I think Deion Branch is coaching for Louisville. I think he's going to be the interim head coach. And like you have coaches that are going to be coaching the game for Louisville that are going to be coaches for Cincinnati immediately after the game. Like when the clock hits 000, they're basically going to walk into the other dressing room and be a part of that staff.